What's up, y'all? It's your favorite girl, Young Ali, and I'm back again with a new video. As you can tell by the title, we're getting straight into this Port of Miami 2 review. So you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and get at me and get to this video.
You told me you would be my everything. If it's love, then baby, put it on me.
I got it. You know, opening up the tape with the Wale feature, I feel like was a subtle power move on Ross's part, you know, considering all the drama that Wale went through with leaving his label and saying that they didn't give him any help and stuff, and people always wondering, you know, what is your relationship like with Ross? He gives us an explanation in the first track saying, like, basically no matter what, they're always going to be brothers. The song, to me, is very reminiscent of Black Magic that was on Self-Made Volume 2. You know, it's that type of upbeat, fast, like dancing kind of song that does well when you accompany Ross and Wale together, because it's not each of their typical beat, but they still know how to work together on it. Ending with that song, we go straight into Turnpike Ike, which, you know, is just like how I said before, describing his very rich nigga lifestyle, you know, this luxurious rap, you know, his bread and butter. He continues to have a girl on the track that basically just names off all the things he has and, you know, all the cars and boats and trips they take and stuff like that, which, I mean, like, I get it. It's like a good concept in theory to have like a female say that type of stuff in the way she says it, but to me, it doesn't really do much. It takes away from the song, if anything. You know, I think that it could have been a better song had it been him just rapping over the hook or something, but having her kind of is like a distraction, in my opinion, you know. But that's nothing to take away from the rest of the songs on the album. Like, you know, he has great features on this album, to mention just a few. Like, you know, he has Summer Walker, Jeezy, Meek Mill, and even like a feature from Nipsey Hussle, you know, which was amazing to hear. It's always good to hear a Nipsey Hussle feature, you know, considering how tragically we lost him. You know, it's always great to hear that. Although in this one, the man basically came and slapped Tekashi from the grave, you know, on some snitching shit, but like, there's nothing we can do about it. Like, better, like with his Meek Mill feature on Bogus Charms, you know, he's getting into, you know, a typical post-prison Meek Mill type verse, you know, talking about how his life wasn't fair from the beginning, which is true. Like, don't get me wrong, it is true, but it's a very typical Meek Mill verse. It's still good. It still does what it needs to do for the song. I'm still gonna bump it in the car. It's just, you know, I'm kind of wanting to hear a little bit something different from Meek Mill sometimes, not so much just the same thing. And I get it, like, his life has changed, but you gotta change with it. You know, you gotta give us a little bit more than just prison reform on every song. You know, from there we get into the song Summer Rain that features Summer Walker. And, you know, I'm a big Summer Walker fan. I really like her voice and the way she sounds. It's different. It's not your typical R&B soul sound, but it's still a light, airy sound. And in my opinion, Summer Rain is like one of my favorite songs on the whole project because he has a nice feature and a great sample. The song he sampled matches the tone and the way he decides to describe a girl in the song to the T, and having Summer Walker come through and sing the hook from the girl's perspective, I think added a great like touch to it, made it very like be curled up with your boo type of vibe, like if I had a boo. But, you know, last but not least, one of the more notable songs on the track, of course, is Gold Roses featuring Drake, and I think that it's a good song. I really like it. Like, I always like Rick Ross and Drake features. They do really well together, but I think that the concept behind the song just gives it that much more depth, considering that if you watch an interview with Rick Ross, he talked about how he was on the phone with Drake after Nipsey Hussle died, and, you know, was wondering, like, did he know the impact he made on the community and on the world, and not just on his family and on rap music, you know. And Drake was telling him, like, I hope that people can see the contribution that I've made to this game and that I've made to the world. You know, I wonder if people will ever remember me the same way. And that's when they went into doing this song about basically wanting people to give them their roses while they're alive. Now, granted, sometimes on this track, Drake kind of gets off, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, he just gets lost, you know? And then Rick Ross kind of falls off on that second verse he did. I was kind of like, one verse would have been good, but it's your song, so I guess I understand, you know? But it's kind of a long song. It's like 5 minutes long, but it's really good if you sit down and listen to it one day, besides the rambling that Drake does towards the end. You know, it's really good, and I suggest it's a listen. Now, I know you guys thinking, is it good? Is it bad? Should I go listen to it? Should I download it? I personally feel like Port of Miami 2 is pretty good. I like it. I think that it kind of moves like a movie, and it is a continuation of Port of Miami, the first one. It's kind of like the sequel to it. All we need is Port of Miami 3 to make it a trilogy, and it's a movie deal. We're good. We're in action. You feel me? But I think that it's a great listen. I feel like everybody should go stream it, show support to Rick Ross. He did have a health scare before putting out this album that made him change up the idea of what he wanted to do on this album and change up all the songs, so you can hear it in his rap and how he's changed and how he's growing as a person, how he's very grateful for where he is, but will never forget where he's from. That's all for me, you guys. You guys already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on all my socials at @AYoungAli, and I'll see you guys next week.